Hi guys, hope you are all doing well. This is a impromptu live. I was supposed to be live um, today with an accountant, but unfortunately that's had to be rescheduled. So I thought, why not? Might as well go live half an hour later um, and talk on a different topic. So today I'm going to be speaking about generating sales online. I haven't promoted this live at all. So whoever joins will join. Whoever doesn't, you can watch the replay. So hopefully some of you guys join on with me live and you can ask any questions live. Hey, I've got Ollie on. Great to have you on, Ollie. I should get you on these lives actually. I should get you on a live soon. So yeah, so as you can see from the title, I'm going to wait. Hopefully a couple of more people join. So I'm going to be speaking about generating online sales. This is, I know, a very elementary beginner topic. For those of you who maybe you're not generating any sales yet, or maybe you're new to this game, and you just want to know a couple of tips, a couple of strategies that you can utilize to help you to generate some sales online. I'm going to be speaking about my first sales online, how I managed to generate my first online sales, and also what I've learned as well over the years, and also some tips and strategies for some of you guys who are still kind of trying to generate either your first sale or consistent sales online. So do ask any questions that you have. If you are watching this after the live, don't worry, I will be coming back and answering your questions as well in the comment section. So feel free to drop those in there. And if you're watching this and you are generating sales online and you want to pitch into the conversation as well, then feel free to do so. So my journey basically started in e-commerce. So a lot of my very early videos on this channel, I'm speaking about platforms such as eBay, such as Amazon. I also sold on platforms like Gumtree back in the day as well. And basically it was a strategy of wholesaling. So I was buying products, importing products into the UK in bulk and selling them individually online for a profit. So one of my very first things that I would have to do is research the market. I'd have to research into profitability. Is this product going to generate any sales? And the best way that I found to do this was using eBay itself. Obviously, Amazon is a great tool as well. But eBay itself was a really great tool to help to do market research. And still to this day, eBay is a great resource to do your market research. And you can use other platforms as well. Etsy is a really good platform as well to do your market research. And smell what is selling, smell what people are buying. And it's really easy to do this on eBay. All you need to do literally is if there's a product or a niche that you're thinking of going into, whatever it is you're planning on selling, type that thing into eBay. And then when you type that into eBay, you'll see a bunch of different suggestions coming up of, different products that you can buy. And eBay will give you hints as to what is selling, as to what is doing well. You'll be able to see how many people have viewed a product. If you click into a product, you'll be able to see how many products have been sold in a particular period of time. And I've done videos on this. If you look through like my e-commerce marketing videos, you'll see where I've done videos on market research, for products and e-commerce for beginners and so on and so forth, where I talk through this. And you can really find some gems. If you go through that strategy, you can really find some gems, some products that people are interested and in the market to buying. So you don't have to try and guess what people are going to sell. Now, my second tip for e-commerce as well, I've mentioned this on this channel before, is to actually drop ship. Now, I know a lot of people use drop shipping as a method to actually make a profit, but you can use drop shipping as a way to test the market. So what I mean by this is, let's say, for example, there's a product that you're thinking about selling and you're unsure as to how well that product is going to sell. There's a couple of things you can do. You can either buy a sample of that product. So rather than, going all out and buying a big bulk of that product, you can just buy a sample of that product and put that online. and sell that, or you can drop ship that product. So whilst you're drop shipping that product, it gives you the ability to test and see what the demand for it is, how much of it you can actually sell. And then when you do get to actually, importing that product and buying it in bulk, then you've already got a backlog, a history of, okay, it's a proven product that is proven to generate sales. So that's something that I highly recommend. If you're going into selling products online, make sure you do your background research. Make sure you're doing some sort of analysis on eBay. You can use Amazon as well to make sure you're actually selling a product that is in demand. Now, I kind of wanted to touch on selling products on your own website. So whether you're selling it on Shopify, WooCommerce, Squarespace, Wix, whatever platform you choose, I recommend choosing a platform that you're comfortable with. So obviously the better platforms would be WordPress, WooCommerce, or also Shopify. But that being said, like, I've coached so many people who are using WordPress, and the stress of using WordPress is getting to them so much so that they're not generating any sales. And I've also coached other people who are using platforms such as Squarespace, and they're literally doing 10,000 plus a month in their business because they're just using a platform that they understand, one that's easy for them. So I recommend just use a platform that you're comfortable with. Use a platform that doesn't cause you too much stress, because sometimes there's a bigger barrier to entry using platforms such as WordPress that can cause you to actually stumble. So obviously, I always recommend, the best platforms out there, in my opinion, would be WordPress and Shopify for e-commerce. But that being said, like I said, I know I have spoken to people who are subscribed to this channel who have WordPress websites, who have Shopify websites, and there are marketers who will swear blind that you shouldn't start an e-commerce store unless it's with WooCommerce or unless it's with Shopify, and they will frown upon Squarespace websites or Wix websites. But I literally have clients doing, I've coached clients in the past who are now doing $10,000 plus a month in their business, and they're using simple Squarespace, Wix websites. Now, there's benefits, obviously, to using WordPress. There's benefits to using Shopify, but it's not the be all and end all. Just choose a platform that you're comfortable with. If you can do a WooCommerce, if you can do a Shopify, then do it. I think personally, WooCommerce is probably one of the better platforms because WordPress is a really robust tool. That being said, there are steps to it. I do have videos on this channel talking about, how to install hosting. I have videos on this channel about how to install WordPress on your website, and I will be doing future videos and further videos on WordPress as well. But I have so many videos, and you guys probably have noticed I've been doing a lot of videos recently on the platforms that I know you lot are actually using. So you can start a successful online store using whatever platform you choose. That being said, you want to have a strategy. Once you have your website, you want to have a strategy to actually drive traffic and visitors to that site that you have now created. So creating your site, a lot of people get bogged down with creating your site. Creating your site is literally just the start. You need to have some sort of strategy that allows you to drive the right type of visitors to your site. So this is your traffic generation strategy. Now, when it comes to traffic generation, I speak a lot about it in the formula. I'm going to put a link to the formula on screen now, daytips.com/the formula. I know I promote it a lot, but in the formula, I speak about different traffic methods. So if you're struggling, if you've built a website or you're thinking about building a website and you don't know how you're going to drive traffic to that site, then in the formula, I speak in depth about all of the different traffic methods. So I'm going to touch on some of them in this video. So there's SEO, which I speak a lot about on this channel, which is search engine optimization. That's basically getting your website ranked in Google. So some of the basic tips to ranking your website in Google. Number one is obviously making sure your website is published, making sure it's live, and making sure your website is not blocking search engines. So if you have a website with Squarespace, Wix, Shopify, WordPress, all of them give you the ability to block your website from search engines. And it's not a default option. Usually when you publish your site is published, and the search engines can see it. But if you're noticing that your site is not being picked up, then that might be one of the reasons. Make sure your site is not blocking search engines. Secondly, you want to make sure you go to Google and type in Google Search Console and set up a Google Search Console account. Once you set up a Google Search Console account, you can submit a map of your website directly to Google. Now, the process in doing this is going to be different depending on what platform you're using. If you're using Shopify, the process is slightly different than if you're using WordPress or if you're using Squarespace. And I recommend, looking at one of my SEO videos for the particular platform that you're using. So once you submit a map of your website to Google Search Console, that is an indicator to Google to go and index the different pages on your site. So they'll go and send their robots to go and have a look over your site. One thing that a lot of you guys need to kind of remember is that Google is a really great resource. And the reason why it's a great resource is because it returns results to users that are highly valuable. So imagine you start going to Google and they start returning results to you of websites that are just spammy. They're not very good. They don't give you the information that you were looking for. Eventually, you're going to stop using Google. So you need to prove to Google that your website is good as well. And your website is not just good, but it's related to the keywords that you're trying to rank for. So relevancy is super important to SEO. Make sure that your pages are relevant for the keywords that you are trying to rank for. And also, lastly, there's so many SEO tips I can give, and there's so many I'm going to be giving in future videos. But lastly, on SEO, make sure you're choosing the right keywords that are not too competitive. I speak on this channel about the differences between long tail and short tail keywords. You want to go after keywords that are more detailed, more long tail, and this will enable you hopefully to start ranking and gaining a competitive advantage in the search engine. So SEO is one way to drive traffic back to your website. Now, there's also paid traffic campaigns. So SEO is free. You can rank without paying, but that can take some time. It can take some time to build a website that's SEO friendly and for your site to build the type of authority it needs to start ranking for the keywords that you want to rank for. Whereas paid traffic is a way to immediately get traffic back to your website. So paid traffic platforms include platforms such as YouTube. So you can be running YouTube video ads, Facebook ads, which I speak a lot about on this channel. Also Google ads, which I speak a lot about on this channel as well. Just for you guys who are joining in, if you do have any questions, then feel free to let me know and leave them in the chat box, and I'll do my best to answer them whilst I'm live. But if you're watching this after the live, just feel free to leave your comments in the comment section or your questions in the comment section, and I'll answer them after the live as well. So yeah. So yeah, with paid traffic, there are a couple of things that you want to keep in mind to help you to create successful paid traffic campaigns. So when it comes to paid traffic, obviously you want a return on investment because you're paying money to get people to come back to your website. So you want to make sure you have a decent return on investment. And there's a difference between cold traffic and warm traffic. So cold traffic are people who are visiting your website for the very first time. So if you're running ads on platforms such as YouTube, so YouTube video ads, or if you decide to run Facebook ads, you can actually create what's known as a custom audience. So this can be your email list. This can be a list of your past website visitors. This can be your followers on Instagram or your Facebook page if you have a Facebook page. There's so many different ways for you to create an audience of people who are already connected to your brand in some way, shape, or form. Now, I highly recommend that you create these custom audiences if you are running Facebook or YouTube ads. And remember, when I say Facebook is also owns Instagram. So Instagram ads and Facebook ads can all be run through the Facebook Ads Manager. So if you're planning on running campaigns through one of these platforms, then I highly recommend running a custom audience ad whereby these are people who are warm traffic. These are people who have already visited your website. They are already on your email list. They are already following you somewhere on the internet. So when they see your ad, they are warmer to the idea of doing business with you. They're more likely to click on your link and make a purchase, go through and make a purchase on your website. So if you can't convert people who are your leads, who are your customers, who are your followers, if you're struggling to convert those people with your paid ads into customers, then it's going to be even harder likely to convert what's known as cold traffic. So people who don't know about you yet into new customers. So that's something to keep in mind as well. If you can do remarketing and remarket to your email list, remarket to your followers, remarket to past website visitors, that's normally the lowest hanging fruit when it comes to paid ads. Now, with platforms such as Google Ads is when you are paying for specific keywords, paying to show up when someone types in the specific keywords in Google. Now, you can actually geo-target these ads as well. So they will only show up when someone is in a specific area that you choose. So let's say you are a hairdresser and you only serve clients in a specific area. Then your ads you can set it so that your ads only show up in that specific region, in that specific area. Now, Google Ads are what's known as search intent based ads. So this means that people are searching to find websites like yours. Whereas with Facebook ads and Instagram ads, YouTube ads, like people are not on those platforms searching for your website or for products or services. Likely they're on Facebook to, check their messages or, see what's popular and so on and so forth. And then they see your ad. So that's interruption marketing. You're interrupting what someone originally came to Facebook or Instagram or YouTube to do, to show them your ad. Whereas with Google, people are actively searching for something and you can provide them an ad based on what they searched for. So for example, if someone types in hairdresser and they are in the area that you've specified and you are a hairdresser and your hairdresser ad comes up, they're more likely to click. And when they do click, they're more likely to become a customer because it's what they were actually wanting in that particular moment. So that's one thing to keep in mind as well. Google Ads can tend to convert higher into customers simply because they are search intent based marketing rather than interruption marketing. But that being said, I do have, past clients and subscribers who are doing extremely well using Facebook ads, Facebook and Instagram ads. And I also have subscribers who are doing really well using Google Ads as well. So I recommend testing the both, seeing what works for you. Now, when it comes to Google Ads, I've done a video recently on keyword match types. So there's 3 major keyword match types. You have phrase match, you have exact match, and you also have, what's the last one called? So it's phrase match, exact match, and the last one slips my mind at the moment. But basically, broad match is the last one. So broad match is your default keyword match type. So when you start setting up your Google AdWords campaigns or your Google Ads campaigns, if you don't select a match type, then by default, your keywords will be broad match, which means that you can show up for a broad range of keywords. So even if, like, let's say, for example, your keyword you want to show up for is hairdresser. If you use hairdresser as a broad match keyword within Google Ads, then you could be showing up for keywords that are slightly irrelevant. Keywords that just don't really make sense to what it is you want to be promoting. So you want to make sure that when you're running Google Ads, if you are using broad match or phrase match, so phrase match again is you can select a certain phrase that you want to show up for in Google. But recently they've made phrase match a little bit more complicated, like I explained in the video I done recently on keyword match types. And so you could still be showing up for irrelevant keywords. I recommend, if you are using broad match or phrase match keywords, then you go into your Google Ads campaign and you check frequently the keywords that you're showing up for. And if you're showing up for keywords that are irrelevant and that are just going to be costing you clicks, then you can add those keywords to your negative keyword list. So your negative keyword list is a list of keywords that notifies Google to say, hey, if someone types this in, it's not related to what I'm trying to sell, don't show my ad. Or you could just go down the route of using exact match keywords, And again, I explained this in more detail in the video I did recently on keyword match types. So you also want to kind of keep an eye on your landing pages. So this goes for Google ads as well as Facebook and Instagram ads. Keep an eye on the landing pages that you're utilizing. Because if your ad is not converting, it can be either the creative. So the creative is what people see before they make a decision to click on your ad. So if you have a good creative, then chances are you're getting a good amount of clicks back to your landing page. But your landing page has to be good as well. So your landing page experience has to be good. Your page has to load well, it has to load quickly. It has to give people the right information. It has to work. So if the buttons are not working or people are trying to purchase and they can't, and there's complications, then obviously that's going to impact how many people purchase. It's going to impact your conversion rate. I use a platform called Lead Pages. I think I have a link somewhere, daytips.com/Lead Pages is my affiliate link to Lead Pages. And it basically just allows you to quickly and easily create landing pages that load quickly, that look good, and that work so that you don't miss out on potential leads and potential sales. So I've done a video on YouTube on Lead Pages. So if you literally go to YouTube, type in my name, Sam Dey, D-E-Y, and Lead Pages, you'll see my tutorial on how to create effective landing pages using Lead Pages. So yeah, that's basically paid traffic. There's more to it, and I will be putting out more videos on it as well. But the next thing I wanted to cover was email marketing. Email marketing is so important. You want to have some sort of lead generation campaign going on. So, I didn't even speak about all of the paid traffic methods. So you have Google ads, you have YouTube ads, you have Facebook and Instagram ads, you have just social media ads in general. So LinkedIn, you can run ads, Twitter, you can run ads. You also have influencer marketing as well, where you can pay to advertise through somebody's, Instagram account or, YouTube channel or whatnot. But you also have solo ads as well. So solo ads is when someone has a huge email list and you can pay to get exposure to that email list as well. So solo ads can be a good one to look at as well. I'll be doing videos soon on how to find some good solo ad providers. But one thing you want to make sure you have is your own email list, and you want to be emailing your list often. A minimum, I would say once a week on average, you want to be emailing your email list, because when someone buys from you, you can connect your Stripe, your PayPal, whatever payment gateway you're using, you can connect it to most email marketing providers or most CRM providers. So regardless of what you're using, MailChimp, if you're using Aweber, like I recommend on this channel often, Aweber now actually have a free version as well. So you can actually start using Aweber completely free. There's my link right there, daytips.com/Aweber. So, set up your Aweber account, connect it to your payment gateway. So when people purchase from your website, they go onto your email list, and you can also do lead generation as well to be building your email list. Those are basically the steps to selling online and to generating sales online. Number one is to research the market, make sure that there's a demand for your product. Number two is to build your website, use a platform that you're comfortable with. There's so many options out there: Squarespace, Shopify, Wix. There's also WooCommerce as well, and so many other ones as well. That I speak about a lot of them on this channel. Once you've got your website built, drive traffic to it. There's loads of methods to drive traffic to your site. You have free methods like search engine optimization. You have social media. You have video advertising like YouTube. You also have paid ads, Google ads, Facebook ads, YouTube video ads, solo ads, loads of different ads. And then you also have email marketing as well. So if people buy from you, they should be going onto your email list. If people haven't made the decision to buy yet, you should have some sort of lead magnet or email newsletter to get them onto your newsletter. So you have two main type of people on your email list. The first type of people will be leads, people who haven't purchased from you yet, but they've downloaded a free resource or they've joined your newsletter. And these are leads that haven't purchased yet, that you want to send them marketing materials And you can use these leads as well, this list of people, as your warm traffic audience in Facebook, in YouTube ads. This is how you kind of create that warm audience. And then you have people who have bought from you, your past customers, and that's your customer list. And you want to get them hopefully to buy again, to make additional purchases, or at the very least to recommend your products to family and friends, giving them some sort of incentive to recommend your products to family and friends. And that's kind of like the basics to selling online. I know I kind of focused on e-commerce in this live, but I will be doing videos on services. It's kind of similar as well, to be 100% honest with you. This is a method, this is a funnel that you can utilize to sell online just in general. So yeah, I know this was an impromptu live, and I know a lot of you will probably have questions. If you do have any questions in the last 2 minutes, then please do drop them in the chat now before I leave you guys. And if you are watching this after the fact, after I've already gone live, then please do leave your questions in the comment section, and I'll do my best to answer it. I know I haven't been live in a long time, and I will kind of be promoting my lives a lot more, a lot better, so that you guys don't miss them next time. Also, make sure you're following me on Instagram at Deytips. That's at DEYTIPS, because when I do go live, I'm going to be announcing it there. I'm also going to be announcing it to my email list as well. So if you're not on my email list and you're not getting my emails, then make sure you download the formula. When you download the formula, that should put you on my email list. If you're not getting my emails, then make sure you mark my email as safe, because they might be going to spam. So my email is sam@deytips.com. Make sure you check your spam folders so that my emails are not going in there. So I've got one question from Let's Talk Beats. Encouraging insights, a lot to take in, just getting started. Thank you. Awesome. If you're just getting started, then yeah, download the formula. That is genuinely, I spent a lot of time creating that. It's free to download as well. There's no pressure to buy anything after you read that. Literally, it's completely free, and it will put you on my email list as well. And it takes you through in depth the basics to really starting online, whatever product or service you're trying to sell, whatever website you're trying to promote, all of the different methods, from SEO to paid traffic to video marketing to email marketing, and kind of creating a cohesive strategy. So if you can understand the principles in the formula, then you're off to a really great start. And obviously you can send me messages on Instagram or via email, and I'll do my best to help you guys on your path to selling online. But yeah, thank you for those of you who've joined live. A huge thank you as well to those of you who are watching after the fact. Make sure you download the formula. But until next time, guys, have a great day, and I will see you soon.